Ozzy, as always, Candy the Wonder Pup. This is my color, the Wonder Pup, but she's a almost 5 year old. No, she's 5 now. Born December 31st, 2019. Came into the family in March of 2020. We should have named her COVID or Corona or SARS, something like that, but we didn't. At that time when we got her, it was 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and we all know what a joke that turned out to be. Oh man, she goes nuts. There's the theme of tonight. Trudeau. I did a video on it yesterday. I'll cover off some of what I said, but before I do, Candy won't give me a moment's rest until I give her her biscuit. So we are right now Monday, January 6th, and it is bang on pretty much 10:45 p.m. And this is my first video since the one I did yesterday, talking about, looks like I got it right. I think I can put a tick in every box of everything I said in yesterday's video. Got something stuck in my teeth. Welcome to my miserable, pathetic YouTube station. There. Let me grab a drink. Coffee. I didn't. I scheduled this to start at 10:45, so. I see I do have a couple people watching. You're welcome to chime in on the live chat with your thoughts. If you saw my video of yesterday, which dropped right around 1 a.m., I predicted pretty much exactly what happened. Trudeau resigned. He announced his intention to resign. That he announced that he will be resigning. He has not resigned yet. He will be resigning the leadership of the Liberal Party pending a vigorous leadership race, and that Parliament will be prorogued, meaning suspended. I think the date is March 26, might be 24. I finished work this evening. I got home, finished at 9 p.m. I haven't had a lot of time to delve through the news, but enough to know that I said yesterday he would be announcing that he would be resigning the leadership. He has. I said he would be hanging on and remaining as Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party until I've got Lisa's Life saying May 24th. Thank you. That's why I love the live chat. Keep my feet to the fire. And I'm being wished a happy new year as well. We'll see how happy it ends up being. And I'm having difficulty. I'm on a tablet and it's not the greatest. Someone's saying they live in Alberta, and I wanted to read the rest of their comment. Now, I hate this tablet. I much prefer my laptop, but unfortunately, it's in a repair shop right now, and I haven't gotten it back yet. So, someone type something and it'll pop back up, and then I can read them all. At any rate, remaining on as Liberal leader and as such as Prime Minister until a leadership race results in the Liberal Party of Canada members, about 300,000 Liberal. That's how many people are card-carrying members of the Liberal Party. They are going to choose the next Prime Minister of Canada. And I'm putting a prediction out there that it will be Mark Carney. I'm not, okay, here we go. I can't read the name. Pardon me while I lift this up a little closer. I live in Alberta, Canada. I would love our province to be the 51st state. You're not the only one. And Trump likes Premier Danielle Smith. or this individual is of the opinion that Trump likes Daniel Smith. Um, yeah, there is so much wrong with this country, so much Trudeau has destroyed, ruined, and he can't be gone soon enough, but we should be in an election right now. Trudeau should have been forced to go to the electorate. The feckless NDP just kept propping him up, propping him up, propping him up. And so Canadians were stuck with him. And the Liberal Party of Canada itself should have put little Justin's feet to the fire, taken off his polka dot socks, and forced him out the door, but they wouldn't do that. And I can't read your username. The Slickster or something like that ruined our once great nation. When he came into power in 2015, the books were balanced. And Trudeau's election pledge in that election, 2015, was he was going to run small deficits for the first 3 years and then restore the country, the books to balance. We all know what a joke that was. When he went to the electorate in 2019, we were in permanent, what they call systemic deficits. There would have to be monumental change to government because he expanded it so much in his first term. It was before COVID. He left no fiscal wiggle room to deal with COVID. And I don't want to go down the COVID rabbit hole. My own personal opinion on all things COVID is ultimately it represented a psychological operation. And everything was geared toward forcing Canadians, as many Canadians as possible, into taking a medical intervention that was not properly scrutinized. And that's my opinion. Like it or lump it, YouTube. It's one man's opinion. And now we're in a situation. So everything I said yesterday came to pass. I said that there would be a 2 to 3 month long prorogation, May 24th or March 24th, rather, March 24th. So we're looking at between over 2, less than 3 months. They're going to have a leadership race. Meanwhile, Trudeau continues to occupy the Prime Minister's office. Parliament will not be sitting, so there can't be a vote of no confidence. And they are going to pick a leader. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are only 2 contenders. That's it. Chrystia Freeland on the one hand, Mark Carney on the other. In my opinion, Mark Carney is going to win it. Probably be close, but he will win. There will be other names on the ballot. There, Christy Clark, former Premier of British Columbia. I'm going to read what's being written. Because of Trudeau, I can't even afford to eat. I'm a senior and I eat once a day, and that's usually a sandwich. That's all I can afford. What Trudeau has done in this country is heinous. Hank, my friend from down in Texas, has sent me an email. I'll be looking at it as soon as I finish. I'm not going to go too long. I want to keep it under 30 anyway. But I'm here to tell you Mark Carney's going to win. And if you, I have a lot of new people watching now because I'm talking about something hot, current, and trendy. And I'm here to tell you that check out my video of yesterday if you want. It's a little too long. I could have done it in 5 minutes or less. Trudeau's going to announce that he will be leaving the leadership. He's going to prorogue Parliament, and the Liberal Party of Canada members will be choosing the next Prime Minister of Canada. Trudeau gets to rule as a dictator without democratic oversight for the next 3 months. And I'm adding a layer tonight. Mark Carney will be the next leader of the Liberal Party. And because the Liberal Party has the most seats in our House of Commons, he will be the Prime Minister of Canada. Any American watching this, our Prime Minister is somewhat akin to your Speaker of the House. It's a similar role. Um, your Republican democracy sprang out of the parliamentary system. You did, and don't take offense to that, my American friends. You improved upon it. You made it better. Our system, we were stuck with Trudeau, and now he's finally realized the obvious, that he cannot win a coming election, that it is conceivable that the Liberals would get possibly 0 seats. They would probably win a few seats in Ottawa, a handful, maybe 6 or 7 total, Canada-wide, which would they would no longer be an official party recognized by, when it comes time to be recognized by the Speaker of the House during question period and such. They'd be at the bottom of the pile, lose all kinds of money that is doled out by taxpayers to official parties. They would be an unofficial party, like the Green Party in Canada. Anyway, why do I think Mark Carney is going to win? Because of his so-called bona fides or bona fides. Let me read what's happening. And I wish I could read this person's name, but I haven't got this tablet set. The brightness level I set it to was set too low, so I can't see the names, but I can read the text. Someone saying Mark Carney is going to be just as bad. He's going to be worse. And I would invite everyone to look into Mark Carney, specifically around his opinions, views, policies regarding climate change. Because it has to be understood that the central underlying reason behind all of Justin Trudeau's disastrous policies are this religious tunnel vision on climate change. And a lot of Canadians, a lot of people all around the world are waking up to the fact that climate changes no matter what human beings do. Even, why? Even after, I'm sorry, I like to keep up on the chat, and until I get my tablet back, it's very difficult. I apologize for the disjointed nature of this, because I hit the chat button with my finger. There it is. Even after all this, and say Pierre wins, it will take years to fix what Trudeau has done. Granted. The one thing Pierre Poilievre, I'd invite everyone to watch Jordan Peterson's week-old, roughly, it dropped within the last few days, within less than a week. Jordan Peterson interviewed Pierre Poilievre. And the one thing I found most heartening in that interview was that Poilievre says that pretty much his first order of business must be to cancel this disastrous and soul-crushing carbon tax. Has to be done. Has to be done. It's raising the cost of everything. And this is what underpins everything about the Liberal Party of Canada, regardless of whether it's Trudeau, Freeland, Mark Carney, Christy Clark, maybe Mark Holland. I don't know exactly who's going to run, but I know it's going to be Mark Carney and Christy of Freeland. They'll be the front runners. It'll be a 2-horse race, and Carney will win because he's a former governor of the Bank of Canada, former governor of the Bank of England, the only Canadian to ever hold that post. First time, I think, a foreigner, a non-British, subject of the British realm ever held the position. Then he went on to the UN as an advisor, advising them on economic policies regarding, quote, climate change, and all about these sustainable development goals that they're putting in to basically crush the Western world. And this is what we're facing. Let me read. Carbon tax is insane, not going to change the weather. What a scam. That is my opinion. This video will now get flagged. And unscientific YouTube will put a little note underneath this video saying that it has been proven, and it is the consensus view, so that makes it fact, that the principal driver of climate change is human activity and the burning of fossil fuels. I'm here to tell you bogus, bunk, garbage. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I do not have a background in climatology and meteorology in any of the relevant disciplines. I wrote down the names here, though, and I would invite you to look into Richard Linsden or Judith Curry or Dr. Patrick Moore. All of these individuals are doctor, PhD level scientists who have the temerity to question the bogus climate change narrative. Jordan Peterson did an interview with Judith Curry and talking about the fact that we don't understand the oceanic impact that currents and things of that nature have on climate, so they're just taken out of the models. The climate science is based on bogus climate science is based on computer modeled simulations that take into account only a narrow spectrum of the too many variables to count. There's so many variables that impact global climatic cycles that they can't even number them all. And so what they've done is they choose the ones which point to carbon, and then they base their models on those. They work backwards. They say, here's what we want. We want a climate model that will show that the burning of fossil fuels is the primary driver of climatic change. So we're only going to choose those variables which lead in that direction, lead to our foregone conclusion. But because Mark Carney is the former governor of the Bank of Canada, former governor of the Bank of England, former top advisor at the UN, a lot of Canadians are going to be fooled. There's so much to unpack here, and it's unfortunate that we're in this situation. But we brought it on ourselves to a degree, and I have to admit I'm guilty. In 2015, tired of Harper, the F-35 scandal, they couldn't put a dollar figure on the maintenance contracts and everything else with the F-35s that we were going to be purchasing from Lockheed Martin from the United States. And Harper had been around for 9-10 years as prime minister, and he wore out his welcome, as it were, but at least he had the cojones to go before the electorate and run for re-election instead of running and hiding the way Trudeau is doing right now. It's what Trudeau did during the trucker convoy. I can't come out. I have COVID again. And a sad reality is right now, there are about 300,000 card-carrying members of the Liberal Party. There's nothing on their website about having to be a citizen. You only have to be 14 years of age to be a card-carrying member of the Liberal Party and being allowed to vote for the next Prime Minister of Canada. So 14 years of age, you must be residing in Canada as your principal nation of residence, but there's nothing on there about citizenship requirements. And if you're a foreign national, you must be a Canadian citizen. If you're residing outside of Canada, then you have to be a Canadian citizen. But if you're residing in Canada as your primary residence, then you can be a Liberal Party of Canada member. And you can vote for the next leader of the Liberal Party, and you get to decide who Canada's next prime minister is, because whoever takes over becomes prime minister, because they will be the leader of the large party. The slickster is writing, it's all coming from the WEF, the World Economic Forum. Pierre is not for the WEF. So good. That's what he says. And if his first order of business, he better hold to it and cancel the carbon tax. But first we have to elect him. First, we got to get to, so what we're looking at is a situation where March 24, the Liberals have elected a new leader. Then Trudeau does leave. Maybe he continues to sit as a member of backbench. Maybe they give him a cabinet post. Who knows? I don't care. And then one of two things can happen. The new leader can then immediately go to the Governor General and request that the legislature, that the House of Commons Parliament be dissolved for the purpose of having an election. That's one possibility. Two, they can put forward legislation that has money attached to it. And then if it is defeated, that is considered a confidence motion. And that if it was voted down, that would mean the Liberal Party of Canada has lost the confidence of the House of Commons. We go to an election. Or conversely, any of the above, the Conservatives, NDP, Green, Bloc Québécois, any of the opposition parties could put forward a motion of no confidence. And if that was voted, if the legislature voted no confidence in the government, again, dissolution of parliament, we go to the polls. That would probably happen sometime end of March, beginning of April. So we're looking at an election sometime in May, June. Otherwise, if the NDP, and this is possible, the NDP could prop up the Liberals again under their new leadership. They could do that. And if that's the case, then we might have to wait until October. But we're going to have Mark Carney as the leader of the Liberal Party. That, in my video of yesterday, when I said all this is going to happen, I said I can't state it empirically. I can't prove it. I don't have a crystal ball, but I said take it to the bank. Trudeau will be resigning. He'll prorogue Parliament for 2 to 3 months. He'll continue in his role as leader of the Liberal Party and as Prime Minister. And there will be a leadership race. And right now, what the news will focus on, this is great news for the Liberal Party because they're going to be front and center. Pierre Poilievre is going to be pushed to the side, and it's all going to be front and center, 24/7 coverage on who will the next Prime Minister of Canada be. Is it going to be Chrystia Freeland or Mark Holland, or will a dark horse come from somewhere in the back of the pack and storm up? And they're going to be telling Canadians constantly on the nightly news feed and the news cycle about all the wonderful things they're going to do for Canadians after having ruined the lives of so many Canadians. Let me read what's being written. Seems to me, and again, I apologize. This tablet drives me nuts. Live chat, okay. Seems to me, if it's Carney versus Pierre in an election, it will be a carbon showdown, which would pit the urban left versus the rural right, as usual. Interesting comment, well thought out. There is a divide in this country between rural and urban, but we've just seen in 2 by-elections, one in downtown Toronto and one in downtown Montreal. The Liberals couldn't even win there. The Slickster, or whatever the name is, I criticized one group on YouTube. I won't say it, but you know who I am talking about. I got a warning. I don't even have a channel. Welcome to my world. My videos have been taken down. I've been put in YouTube jail for a week or 2 weeks because of my opinions related to all things COVID. And so I tend to try, I don't want to get my station taken down. For what it's worth, for anyone watching this, you're not going to hear any, no ads, no requests for money, no, get member benefits by giving, I don't ask for money. I'm just an old poster child for cancel culture, injecting his voice into the public discourse. And I've been around, 58 years of age, Christian, white, male, straight, all the things that get you canceled in today's world and told, shut up, boomer. Even though I'm not a baby boomer, I don't qualify. But the idea is anyone who's had some life experience, who has a perspective on things is told to shut up and sit down. We're going we're going for perfection, and we're going to sacrifice everything good in a vain, pointless attempt to achieve the impossible, perfection. The world will never be perfect, but I don't want to preach right now. I'm going to end my video at this point. I appreciate everyone who has come on. This is where we're at. I'll wrap it up. This is where we are at. Trudeau gets to rule as dictator of Canada, which is what he always wanted to be, for the next 3 months, while they try to find someone who can fool Canadians into voting Liberal again. And the guy they're going to pick, my opinion, slam dunk, is Mark Carney, bubblehead Chrystia Freeland. They will see that Canadians hold her in only slightly higher esteem than Sock Boy. So let me read the last few comments if I can get them to come up. Why won't this? Oh, here we go. Live chat. Let's see what it says. Yes, the slickster is saying the left can say anything they want and get away with it. We can't. Very true. And I have Eddie writing, God bless. I always appreciate that. I am a Christian. And I said in my last video that I'm not here to beat anyone's head over with the Bible. Christians know we have free will. We're given a choice. And I'm not here to tell anyone, take that choice away from anyone, but at the same time, I will not deny my faith either. Slicks are saying we're doomed anyway. The world, videos are taking over AI. And yeah, I got you, AI. I knew what you meant. And finally, my basic thesis statement that I've had on this channel going back probably about 2 years, maybe more, is that we are heading to an inflection point where we're going to be hit with so many storm clouds, and more than I can even imagine. But the ones that come to mind are war, climate disasters or weather-related disasters, economic, cyber attacks. Who knows? Maybe drones, maybe, alien invasion. Goodness knows. Another disease, another COVID, bird flu, whatever. There's going to be a convergence of cataclysmic events that we're going to, like COVID. Remember how they sold COVID? They're going to sell all these events. And what will happen is countries like Canada will be ceding their political autonomy to a governing world body, and the rhetoric will go something like this: we are facing global challenges that require a global solution. And so what we are doing is we are ceding political autonomy temporarily until these challenges are addressed and overcome. And then regular democracy will be restored, and it never will be. That's my dystopian, pessimistic view on what's happening. And I'm reading what you're writing, the Slickster. I'm not going to repeat it. Don't want to get in trouble. I'm probably walking pretty close to the line already. Another virus. Could there be one? I think it's coming. But I don't think it will be just a virus. I think we're going to be hit with so many things. My point, the reason I figured Trudeau was hanging on as long as he has is that I figured it could very well be coming in the next few months. And it could circumvent the leadership race in a coming election. Well, we're going to have to prorogue democracy globally until these global challenges have been addressed. That's my thesis. So thank you. I see 9 people have already hit the like button. 10. Appreciate it, guys. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you're most welcome. Um, I do a video almost every night. Some are good, some are horrible. I just, whatever's on my mind. Um, the subscriptions do help me get my voice out there, though. So the more I have, whether you watch regularly or not, I think it does help when people come onto a channel. They hear some guy like me, Joe Nobody, Gordon Causey. I live in a little background. 58, born 1966, born in Ontario, Canada, Port Colborne, little town near Niagara Falls, Crystal Beach, Welland. Then moved to the United States when I was less than 6 months old, and I spent about 10 years growing up in the United States, living in New York City, Staten Island, New Jersey, and also Portland, Oregon. From 1978 forward, back in Canada, permanent. Went to York University, studied political science and the humanities, did not graduate, I did not get my degree. Then worked in sales and marketing as a sales and marketing executive for a number of different companies. And eventually, at around the age of 43, I joined the Canadian Armed Forces and served in the communications branch until 2021, when I knew that they were going to be forcing the rolling up the sleeve. I wasn't willing to do that, and so I tapped out. And a short truncated little bio. Any questions you can ask. Comment field is there. I read all the comments. So we'll talk to you later. God bless. I like to end my videos with a Christian message, with a blessing from the Bible. It's a blessing that God gave to Moses, to give to Aaron, to give to the Israelites, to God's covenant chosen people. And for those who have invited Jesus Christ into their heart as Lord and Savior and want to aim up, aim up. For those who do that, we are branched onto that chosen vine. And so the words Moses was given to give to Aaron were these. And this is a bit of a redacted version, but may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. And may the Lord grant you peace. And as I always say, even a world filled with turmoil, uncertainty, the waves rocking, by accepting Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, you can find peace, you can find comfort, and you can even find joy amidst all the turmoil. I'll read the last few comments and then we'll call it a night. Just reading some of the comments because I have trouble reading them afterward until I get my laptop back. Thank you, the Slickster, who is now subscribed. Someone else is writing, Stanley's writing, learn to live like a native. The Slickster is saying, wishing everyone God's blessings. Trudeau's gone. I mean, he's gone, but the cure can be worse than the disease, as we all found out during the COVID era. So God bless, and I'll be doing another video tomorrow night, and I'll have the chat function fixed so that I can keep up better. Talk to you all soon. Good night, all.